Is this thing on? Hey guys, it's Beth. I got a bunch of requests all at once to look at the new Oro footage and, give my thoughts on it. And I just finished scripting the AE Bad Balance Eon, and I got that in the background in like a text file. I'll probably make that pretty soon. I wasn't really going to do this because it's only like 2 weeks till it comes out, but, it's free content, free clicks for me. Bet a lot of people are going to be interested in it. I'm hype, you guys are hype. We might as well just take a look and see what we find. I've already watched this footage like twice, once right during the announcement, and then once just now. And I don't have a script or anything, so it's just going to be like a stream of conscious kind of thing, so hope that isn't awful for you guys. Also, I have it muted, so, it's just going to be, that's probably his taunt, right? Because that's his taunt in Third Strike. I got it muted just so I don't get in trouble with, you know, Capcom or something for re-streaming a YouTube video or whatever, even though I may or may not have done that before. So we got meterless Yagyo-dama. It's not actually Yagyo-dama, it's smaller, fewer hits, but the fact that it's meterless is a huge selling point. Um, they showed that a couple times. First of all, I was wondering, I think this is the first time we've even seen close medium kick, which is probably like back medium kick or something like that, since he seems to have a far medium kick too, or maybe that's neutral medium kick and the other one's towards medium kick or something, I don't know. Um, but he's got a little target combo with it. It's like medium kick, medium punch from Third Strike, close medium kick, close medium punch, and then that launches. And he seems to be able to go into either B skill with that because they show him doing it to the other. Excuse me. They show him going into the other B skill later, and it combos into the other B skill like that. So I think it's going to be a situation like Falk, where she's got a little target combo, and then she can go either into her setup B skill and get some pressure going, or she can go into her combo V skill and build some V meter. Probably very similar to that. So it looks like a little 3-hit fireball, which is going to be really nice for interacting with other fireballs, but the startup looks horrible, so, you're going to need a nice long knockdown to get it up, and they show a couple of those right now. Wonder if you could have comboed out of that. The EX fireball tracking the opponent didn't look as extreme as it is in Third Strike, but I was still extremely happy to see that. What was that combo? Universal overhead? So he has that. I don't think we'd seen that yet, but now we have. And then it looked like a low short, low jab uppercut. Heavy uppercut, maybe? It might be medium. I don't know how they did it in this game. In SF3, light and medium uppercut are both one hit, and then heavy is like 3, but one of the hits always whiffs, I think. Or maybe it's just 2 on heavy uppercut. I can never tell. Like I feel like it's gone 3. There's the double jump. I knew that the double jump would be in the game. Well, I didn't know, but like, it's kind of his signature. I think this is our like I don't remember if we saw it last time. I'm not surprised to see it, whatever the case. So either I already saw it and I forgot, or like, Um, but there, it's like a left. If he neutral jumped, the fireball would hit on the front, and because he double jumped forward, it hit on the back. And he can neutral double jump. We see that later in the video. So this is actually from this range. This is like a little 50-50. And there's some other characters who can get something kind of like this, with like a long range slow fireball. But it's pretty cool. Like no one does it with a double jump. Usually they do it with like an air normal or something, or like an air whatever. Nice little 50-50 if you're allowed in, if you're allowed to throw the fireball and chase it. But a lot of characters get that with slow fireballs if they can follow a slow fireball and they get a 50-50. But look, you can see the orb actually bounces on the ground and it low profiles one of the fireballs there. So this actually looks pretty obnoxious for dealing with fireball characters. It's probably a juggle there towards strong or something like that. I don't know. I doubt he could have done uppercut because he just dashed in. Probably the new kick special maybe. And then you have different arcs of it, just like in Yagyo-dama. So for both of these, he shows it a couple different ways. This one, I wonder that I imagine the orb wouldn't have hit Ryu, so if Ryu blocked it, or it probably would have been unsafe. I don't know if Stomp is unsafe in this game yet, but it's unsafe in Third Strike, so I think it's a pretty safe bet. It's the kind of move that would be unsafe on block, But here, because the Stomp hits, the opponent is thrown up into the fireball, and then Oro gets a juggle. And then in the other setup they show, the orb is low to the ground. I think the orb probably would have made the Stomp safe, or safer. And then because the Stomp hit, he gets a mix-up out of it. I wonder if the Stomp can hit on the front or back, because it can in Third Strike, and that's actually extremely... He gets really dangerous 50-50s from that are actually kind of hard to escape with the left-right OS block parry, because it's 2 hits. Well, it's not hard to escape, but like a lot of people aren't ready to do it. But it's just balanced by the fact that it's pretty unsafe on block, a lot more unsafe than Alex's Stomp. But if he has like cross-up stomps in this game, he's probably got some obnoxious stuff with that. Now we got what's basically Balrog's KKB. So you got an overhead that you can combo out of, which is exactly like Balrog, and then you've got like just a stomp that seems to be a little bit faster, and they also say it's safer, but I don't know if it's safer because you can space it more easily because it goes a lot farther, or if it's safer because, you know, it's just less bad on block. They specifically show low medium kick not punishing it, but Ryu's low medium kick is like 6 frames or something, or 7, I think 6. So, you know, that's not the end of the world. If Ryu can't punish it with low forward, that doesn't mean it's safe. It just means it might be better than -6. It might be like -4. If you have to space it, then it probably is -4, but it could conceivably be like -2 or something like that. I doubt it's going to be plus, so they wouldn't even suggest spacing it. They'd be like, yeah, land this point blank. So it's probably going to be a similar situation to Balrog, where the overhead is really unsafe, and then the kick is slightly unsafe. The overhead and then the other ender, I should say, because it wasn't a kick for either of them for Balrog. Oh, but you can cancel into it too. We don't know what Oro's cancelable normals are. I think we see him canceling Stand Fierce later on. It seems like he can cancel Stand Fierce, either the quick version or the slow version. So now we've seen it several times. Stand Fierce is either 1 hit and fast, or 2 hits and slow. And I'm almost certain that it's only an overhead if you charge it up, if you do the slow one. So it's going to be almost exactly like Yuri and Stand Roundhouse. Very similar move. And that's a nice move design, so I don't complain. There's the TC into the V skill, like I talked about earlier. And then there's a combo into, I think, low jab, command grab. So we actually see Oro do the hit grab ender from lights. We see him do the uppercut ender from lights. And we see him do the move where he kind of kicks you from lights. So Oro looks like he actually has the hell of options from light normals compared to most characters. Bit surprising because he couldn't do anything from light normal except an uppercut and third strike. But whatever, I'm not complaining. Oh, and no follow up. I wasn't even ready to talk about that. That was low forward, by the way. I'm pretty sure. And that's his new forward throw. Looks a bit better, I guess. I don't know. I don't like it yet. That looks really whack to end combos like that. You'd much rather end with an uppercut, I bet. We'll have to wait and see. I love that. The EX Fireball the opponent tried to... He probably had to juggle out of that, but because he got up the B skill instead, he ended up getting like a reset into pressure. So this trigger looks exactly like Poison Trigger 2, the one that no one picks. Minus the ranged grab version. It's like the close grab version. But Oro can do it midair. So instead of like close and far, he's got it like close and midair. But these are real grabs. And then also you can cancel into them from like all normals and from what I can tell a lot of specials. So that's exactly like Poison. And it combos. It's a hit grab. It's like a real grab that also combos. You can just combo into it. I don't know why they're showing these short ones. I mean, I think from a lot of sequences, if like the normal doesn't cancel, you'd have to go straight to the trigger. Like I don't know if you can cancel far jab or if you have any meaningful under. But if you can do quarter circle forward kick, or that's the stomp. I don't know the motion for the fucking new. I don't know what to call it because I don't know the motion. The move where he kind of kicks you upward. That you can EX to launch. If you can, it shows him doing that into the trigger attack later on. I think during the gameplay footage, and it's like if you can do that, you'd probably prefer to do that. But I don't know if all versions go into the trigger attack or if only like the higher versions do. I'll have to wait and see. That looked like far medium kick, I guess. That's the overhead. Crouch fierce into hit grab. They show crouch fierce canceling later, so I'm sure there was like probably something better you could do there. Crouch fierce also cancels, so he had no heavy cancels in third strike, but now he's got like 2 or 3. Neutral jump to beta DP. This is probably like the most useful this could ever be. A lot of people are super afraid of this, but actually I think Ryu could probably just like stem roundhouse or jump forward strong or something like that. He probably has a lot of options that are still good anti-airs, but also safe against this. So it's going to be like Mika, where she can like body splat, and you've got to kind of be aware that that's one of her options. It's going to be like that with Oro's neutral jump. But I think this is probably only going to bait and punish really unsafe uppercuts, like Shoryukens. I shouldn't say really unsafe uppercuts, I mean really committal anti-airs, of which Shoryukens would apply. And I'm sure there are Shoryukens that'll just catch it anyway, because they have more range than Ryu's. And then they show chicken combo. It's like, you know, an actual chicken combo. They show like a few variations of this over the course of the video. It's kind of like a second impact style chicken combo where he gets the 2-hit launch the first time, and then a stomp, and then a 1-hit launch. So this would already not work in third strike, which is kind of funny. I wonder if it's going to matter, because you always want 1 hit in third strike, generally speaking. And then we show Tengu Stone. So they also 3 and 5 stone Tengu. So I predicted correctly that there would be 2 different triggers for Tengu Stone. I would have thought it'd be 2 different triggers for both triggers, but since they made EXSA1 into a super, and it's not too surprising. That's actually a really long normal sequence, considering it's all 3 stone. I would think that you would only get sequences like this for 5 stone. But it's possible that, 5 stone can do even more extreme stuff like infinite juggling. We won't know until he's out. But you could do sequences a little bit like this in Third Strike, but they would be like mostly light normals and then like universal overhead and stuff like that. If you start putting in mediums, you start just having too much recovery to bridge the gaps. Really cool though to see these various combos. What iced him? What are these objects? It's like a little dinosaur, and then a rock and a book. Which of these things is inflicting the ice? The book? What's the reference there? Is this Colleen's book or something? The book on how to turn things into ice? They show a few different objects. They show the ABA basketball. They show the Sean's console and the little Blanca toy. Apparently there's like an ice book too. I don't know. It's just random what you get, so they reintroduced RNG. There's a 5 stone combo. You see how like late that hit? Like the stones have a super staggered. You get hits like that when you desync the stones in Third Strike, but now they're just automatically desynced. Look how far apart that stone hits are. So you can just combo jump in the middle. Love the way the stones circle around when he does the X uppercut. That's super cool. Yeah, they're just talking about how he had this in Third Strike as well. He did. He did. Only in Third Strike, not in Second Impact, I think. In Second Impact, the new generation, it was kind of like a combination of the two versions. Was the only version of stones he had. Alright, show us the match footage. See what we got. He's kind of ugly. I couldn't help but think that. Every time I see him, I'm just like, God, I I love this character to play, but he's kind of awful to look at. I like how his hair is like a little teeny bit combed for that outfit. It's like the worst comb over in all history, but there's like a slight difference between the hair on his head. You can see that it's like just a little bit combed over. Jump in, it's a jump away classic. I would do that all the time in Third Strike, so a bit happy to see him doing that. It looked a little bit shittier, didn't it? That jump in, it's a jump away. It looked like he could still get anti-air pretty easily, but he did jump from... No, he didn't jump from that close. Bar medium kick maybe. Walk and throw. I wonder if that's towards strong. I don't think we've seen strong yet. Like far strong. So that normal might just be gone. He didn't have it in Second Impact and New Generation. This was his far strong in those games. But now it's his towards strong in Third Strike. But I don't think we've seen far strong. So we got the anti-air crutch fierce, which I predict will be as good anti-air in terms of hitbox and hurtbox and whatnot. Low forward, low strong. Stand fierce. Meeting with stand fierce. Wonder if that's a bad normal. Low strong there. Low forward. Low forward is a really good poke in Third Strike. Very small but very non-committal. Didn't seem too hard to get up that B-skill in neutral. I'm probably going to be usually picking that one, but I'll have to play them both before I know. But I just love the idea of... Look at this! I remember freaking out when I saw this. I was like, holy shit. First of all, stand strong anti-air actually working. And it seemed to be against a relatively well-timed R normal. I don't know. It was Oro Jump Fierce, which is theoretically 2 hits, but I don't know if it is in this game. But he gets this combo, like I guess that looked like a jump cancel fierce. It wasn't a stomp. And then he gets a chicken loop from that, and then an uppercut. Quite a lot of damage for a meterless anti-air. I'm guessing that he's going to get really high damage anti-airs from that launcher, but the launcher's not going to have the greatest hitbox in the world. And then he's going to have another normal with an even better hitbox or faster or whatever. And then that's going to be like that crutch fierce. That's going to be like the reliable one. And then there's the rewarding one. So probably something like Gil and Urian have pretty much the same scenario where their crutch fierce is super rewarding. But in terms of speed and hitbox, it's a bit more strict than just anti-airing with something else. Stern roundhouse with Urian, maybe back roundhouse with Gil. Medium kick seems to be a plus on block normal from the way that they're using it. We just saw him do it twice there. Close medium kick, close medium kick. Don't know what the motion is in this game. Back medium kick maybe, or just medium kick. Nice little combo. He probably had something, I don't know. That's the back throw. So we've seen both throws. Looks normal. Forward throw. Stomp to get out of the corner. I wonder how viable that is. That's very common in Third Strike because it's airborne frame 1. But in this game, it probably isn't airborne frame 1. And then V-reverse, we get to see that. No, he's got no move like that in Third Strike. Not that I'm complaining. Low forward cancelable, confirmed. No, that was really doubting. So we only see like 2 EX stomps in the whole fucking footage. One of them works and the other one is blocked right here. And it wasn't punished, but it doesn't look safe. You know what I mean? Probably unsafe. And then a nice little conversion. Decent damage. He unfortunately started with a trigger activate, so of course it's going to be heavily scaled. And then just walks in for the grab. EX Stomp punishing a fireball. Very good information. That's probably his like fireball answer. Sorry I'm jumping around so much. Looked pretty good. Looked like it punished it. Unusual block strings. That looked very unconfirmed. Also towards strong cancels. I think he's done that a couple times. Bit unusual. That didn't exist in third strike. If that input for that is far strong, you could do that into a fireball. But if the input of that is towards strong, the fireball's a charge move, so you won't be able to do that. So it's actually pretty important what the motion of that is. But if his launcher is like back medium punch or something, I guess you still won't be able to do that into a fireball. Anyway, this EX kick move launcher. Actually, this combo does like hella damage. I'm kind of surprised. So it actually V-skill canceled there. So he can probably V-skill cancel into the Yagi-Odama looking thing too. But I think you would probably just convert and then like you'd probably do the heavy version of it. You'd probably do the EX one into the heavy one or whatever. Of that move, the kick move. You'd probably do EX into another version and then do the fireball and then reset like that. But it's kind of cool seeing the so he's got the target combo. He can go into V-skill and then get a juggle. And then he's also got that EX move that he can go into V-skill and get a juggle. So you've got a few different ways of building V-meter. I feel like it's worth mentioning now that the grab trigger is 2 bars and the Tengu Stone is 3. So they obviously think the Tengu Stone is going to end up being a much better trigger to justify the higher cost. The grab one looks super easy to use. You just like combo it at the end of the combos you were going to do anyway. Very similar to like Kage Trigger 2 or Poison Trigger 2, I guess. And then you've also got the grab component, which is very similar to Poison Trigger 2. What was that normally canceled? Towards strong. Or, you know, whatever that is. So that was far roundhouse, right? With a whiff animation? Sorry, I'm jumping around so much. I think a whiff animation on far roundhouse. So it's like it's different if whiff and block. That's the juggle into V-skill 2. Pretty cool to see. Crutch Fierce didn't work. But see how like he tried to bait an anti-air with the double jump, but there, because it was a non-committal anti-air, it just did nothing. It just wasted both players' time. I like that. It's like, I just said it wasted both players' time, but that's not a complaint. I like situations like that where both players can kind of check their swing a little bit and like kind of wait and observe. I think it's a nice one that's present. So this is the overhead that hit. We haven't seen that punished, I don't think, anywhere in the video, but like theoretically if you blocked it, it's probably like -7 or something. I would guess, since it's an overhead. Wonder if there's a juggle there. It was actually a launch that traded. So that's kind of like showing us, I think that was deliberate, showing us that that launching anti-air is not upper body invincible. So that's probably why you would use Crutch Fierce as an anti-air, so you don't have trades. The strong looks like a pretty decent poke. Another little waiting bait. I'm probably going to be doing that non-stop when I'm playing this character. Just jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. I think they show a low strong cancel at some point. Nice, look at that. The charged overhead special cancel. So that just works. Even if you charge it, it special cancels. And then he gets the towards strong into another stomp. So, you know, that's probably like the B&B ender or something. And then he gets the V-skill up. There you go. That's what you would do. I forgot about that. That's how you wouldn't reset into the V-skill. You would finish the combo and then still V-skill. And then we got some Tengu nonsense. So V-skill trying to get out, V-reverse trying to get out of Tengu. This is probably how Tengu's usually going to go. Oh, let's look at the meter. I didn't look at this last time. How fast is it going down? Pretty... Okay, it goes down faster when he does normals. So that's... Who's that like? Colleen, I guess? A little bit? I feel like there's a better example. I don't think Rose works like that, does she? I think Rose trigger just runs down super fast no matter what. I can only think of Colleen, but I think there's another character where it's exactly like that, where like the trigger just mostly expends when you're doing stuff. I guess Cody. Yeah, Cody trigger 1 would be a super good comparison whenever you land the knife normals. It spends a lot, but otherwise it just goes down kind of slowly. I wonder if it's just when you hit a button or if it's just when the stones are blocked. I wonder if you can whiff normals and have them come out. Whiff something, damn it. So that's super cool that we get to see Stomp conversion when stones are up. So there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that normally doesn't combo, but then when stones are up, you get a conversion out of it. And then we got an uppercut full connect. Not even like an uppercut super cancel. And then the super. So it leaves them like falling for a super long time. And then the super is Kishin Sui, and then the Yagyo Odama. So they combined as the only 2 supers he didn't have from third strike. He has got 6 supers in third strike. And Yagyo's the V skill. Tengu and Tengu or Tengu. You got both supers represented in the Tengu Stone trigger. And then you've got his other triggers, the SA1 regular. So the only supers that weren't represented were the EXSA1 and the EXSA2. So they made his actual critical art into just both of those in a row, which is, kind of cool. And that's all the footage we have. Looks really fun. Looks really combo versatile. Um, I don't know if I have any other thoughts. I'm really excited to play as him. Hope this was fun to watch or something.